Welcome to the Ask Ralph podcast, where listening to an experienced financial professional can help you make sense of confusing questions, current headlines, and industry trends about taxes, small business, financial decision-making, investment strategies, and even the art of proper budgeting, as Ralph makes the complex simple by sharing his real-world knowledge with all things financial. Now here's your host, Ralph Estep Jr.
Well, welcome back to Ask Ralph, the podcast where we answer all of your financial questions. I'm Ralph Estep Jr., your host, and today we'll be discussing the best options to use when you owe the IRS, and this can be really stressful for people. We'll explore the potential penalties and interest, as well as provide tips for ways to pay your tax bill. We'll dive into the IRS payment plan process and offers and compromise, explaining the pros and cons of each. Finally, we'll walk you through the process of applying for an installment plan and what needs to be done to apply for an offer and compromise. So let's get ready to talk about this difficult topic.
Ask Ralph will be right back.
Hey, I want to take a few minutes and just tell you about the latest book I've written. The name of the book is Mastering Your Finances, Your Personal Guide to Financial Freedom. And listen, folks, it's not just a book. This is an actual roadmap to securing a thriving financial future. As a seasoned accountant, I penned this book to put the power of financial planning right at your fingertips. This book will transform your financial landscape from a confusing maze of numbers and jargon to a clear and well-trodden path towards prosperity. This book is written for every potential user, from the first-time person trying to get their finances in order to a well-seasoned person who's been trying to do this for a long time. So what I want you to do is to discover the profound impact of strategic planning as you journey through real-life examples, practical tips, and insightful advice. This book is more than a guide. It's a lifeline to financial literacy and independence. This is a way for you to take control of your financial destiny and embrace the freedom that comes with financial stability. This book is an essential read for anyone seeking to navigate the world of personal finance with confidence and ease. The book is available right now on Amazon.com. You just search for the name Ralph Estep, and you can get it either on paperback or on Kindle. So check it out when you get a chance.
And now back to the podcast.
When you find yourself owing the IRS, it's essential to understand the potential penalties and interest that can accumulate over time. This is not something you want to just forget about. The IRS charges penalties for failure to file, failure to pay, as well as accuracy-related issues. These penalties can add up quickly, making it even more challenging to pay off your tax bill. Additionally, the IRS charges interest on the unpaid balance, compounding daily until the full amount is paid. It's very crucial to address your debt as soon as possible to minimize these additional costs. So, what are the best options for paying your tax bill? Let's start with the easiest one, and that's the IRS payment plan. An IRS payment plan, also known as an installment agreement, allows you to pay your tax debt over time in manageable monthly installments. This option can provide some relief by spreading out the payments, but it's important to note that penalties and interest will continue to accrue until the debt is fully paid. The pros of using an IRS installment plan include the ability to pay off your tax debt gradually, avoiding more severe collection actions and minimizing the financial strain of a lump sum payment. They generally will let you go 48 to 60 months on these. However, it's essential to understand the cons as well. While an installment agreement can provide temporary relief, it may extend the time it takes to pay off your tax debt, resulting in more interest and penalties. Additionally, the IRS may still file a federal tax lien, which can impact your credit score and make it challenging to secure loans or credit. Well, to apply for an installment plan, you can use the IRS online payment agreement tool. It's called an OPA, or complete Form 9465 and mail it to the IRS. The online tool allows for faster processing, while the paper form may take longer. When applying, you'll need to provide your personal information, details about your tax debt, and propose a monthly payment amount that fits your financial situation. It's important to be realistic with your proposal to avoid any potential rejection. So you need to make sure, like I said, generally that they're paid off between 48 and 60 months. You also need to make sure that you correct any problems that are leading to you owing the IRS. Now let's discuss the offer in compromise. If you watch any television, you may have heard about, these fresh start initiatives and things like this. But generally what they're talking about is an offer in compromise. This option allows taxpayers to settle their tax debt for less than the full amount owed. While it may sound enticing, the offer in compromise is not a guaranteed solution. The IRS carefully evaluates your financial situation, including your income, your assets and expenses, and future earning potential, to determine if accepting an offer in compromise is in their best interest. Now, the pros of an offer in compromise, including the potential to significantly reduce your tax debt and achieve a fresh start. That's why they call it the Fresh Start Initiative. However, the cons are worth considering as well. The application process can be complex and time-consuming, requiring detailed financial disclosures. There's also a non-refundable application fee. And if your offer is rejected, you may still owe the full amount plus additional penalties and interest. So don't fall victim to these online scams and things like that that tell you they're going to save you or settle your tax debt for pennies on the dollar. It doesn't always work that way. To apply for an offer in compromise, you need to complete Form 656 and provide detailed financial documentation. It's absolutely crucial to consult with a tax professional to guide you through the process and ensure that you have the best chance of success. These are not simple, but they are manageable when you have the right professional behind you. It's my personal experience that to really achieve a significant reduction in tax, you basically have to be in a position where you've got very small amount of assets, great liabilities, and your future income doesn't look so well. In summary, when you owe the IRS, it's important to explore your options for paying your tax bill. These things don't go away on their own, folks. IRS payment plans can provide temporary relief, allowing you to pay off your debt over time. Like we said, however, it's crucial to understand the potential drawbacks and the continued accrual of interest and penalties. We talked about the offer in compromise, which can be a viable option for those struggling to pay their tax debt, but it requires careful consideration and expert guidance. Like I said, my main point in doing this particular podcast show is to tell you that these things don't go away. They need to be looked at. They need to be, handled right up front. And even bigger than that is figure out what is causing you to owe the IRS and correct those things moving forward. Well, that wraps up today's episode of Ask Ralph. I hope this discussion has shed light on the best options when you owe the IRS. Remember, it's essential to address your tax debt promptly and explore the options that best suit your financial situation. If you have any questions or topics you'd like to cover in future episodes, please feel free to reach out to us. You can email me at ralph@askralph.com. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions on finance. Until next time, take care and remember to make wise financial decisions.
Thank you for joining us on the Ask Ralph podcast. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to our next episode. And remember, financial issues don't have to be complicated. Just ask Ralph. The information contained in this episode of Ask Ralph is based on data available as of the date of its release. Saggio Accounting Plus and Ask Ralph Media, Inc. is under no obligation to update this content if changes occur. Applying this information to your specific situation requires careful consideration of all facts and circumstances, and any information provided is not to be considered as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult your tax advisor or attorney before acting on any material covered.